how did you go? How did you, like you said you was broke? How'd you go broke after Doggy Style?
How about all the money was being given to me? It wasn't like a nigga was going to his mailbox getting checks. It was like shit was being dispersed. I was a young artist. So at that time, labels would give you money. You know, independent labels like Death Row would, you know, $50,000 a month. $50,000 a month. Nigga, $50,000 a month was big to me. Not knowing that these niggas getting $300,000-400,000 a month off of me. But then I'm fighting a murder case. So they got to take those finances to fight the case and discoveries and evidence and this and that and that and that and this and shit that I don't know about. You get what I'm saying? So
all of that from you.
Yeah, and I can't dispute it. Like, you niggas fighting for my life. What I look like telling my lawyer, hey man, they stealing money from me. Nigga, they trying to get my life back. Whatever the fuck they taking from me, they can have. If I get my freedom back, if I strike the way I strike, we get it back.
Snoop's the realest nigga of all time, man. Another thing, man, I realized I look really good in blue, so I mean, Snoop video, I don't want to say what the blue associates with because I don't want no real niggas DMing me, which is such a weird thing to even have to think about, but this is 2020, but yeah, I like blue. I used to really just like black and red, and now I like blue. So y'all gonna see me a lot more blue, but Snoop's the realest nigga of all time, man.
My ducks, my swans, welcome to the pond.
My name is Dorian from Group82Music.com. Right here, we got Snoop talking about how Death Row was stealing $300,000 a month from him. So, breaking down Death Row. I'm not going to take you through the early history of Death Row. I'm going to just take you to when they started popping. The first album that they released was The Chronic, and that's Dr. Dre's album. It went on and sold like 5.7 million copies or something crazy. And because of that, like, Interscope was giving Death Row whatever it is that they wanted. Snoop was basically the co-star on The Chronic. Like, Dre produced it. It was Dre's album, but that was Snoop's coming out party. Like, there has never been an album that big that introduced an artist that didn't have their own debut album in the history of music. And so because of that, when Snoop's debut album was about to come out, Doggy Style, everybody was anticipating it. And Doggy Style came out, and Doggy Style went 4 times platinum in like 4 months. This ain't streaming. This ain't YouTube. This ain't digital. Okay, this ain't when you drop an album, it's on everybody's phones. These are hard copies. Pause. 4 times platinum in like 4 to 5 months. That's how much people were anticipating Snoop, and Doggy Style was a massive success. Snoop at the time was a young artist. He still had one foot in the streets. Because of that, he got caught up in a murder case. He actually dropped a soundtrack to, I think it was a movie or something, but murder was the case that they gave me, and had an album and all that shit around it. But during that time, Snoop was fighting this case, and it looked like at one point he was gonna lose the case and he was gonna basically lose his life. And Death Row was like, nah, we're gonna take care of you. Now, anytime a record label says they're gonna take care of you, they might be like physically taking care of you and even financially, but they're taking the money from you to take care of you. For example, when you sign to an independent label like Death Row, they don't have that much money. That's like if you sign to Group 82 right now. Like, we got money, but we ain't got a lot of money like that. But if we go do a joint venture with Interscope that's under Universal, like what Death Row did, now all of a sudden Interscope gives us $10 million. Now we can give you an advance. So let's just say the arbitrary number is 10 million. Death Row got $10 million. Of the 10 million, Suge Knight is a nigga, real nigga, hood nigga. So what's he gonna do? He gonna take that 10 million and half of that's gonna be his. It's my company. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want. I'm gonna take $5 million. So pocket that. The rest of the money, that $5 million, now he's going to go and start paying people at his label, give them an advance. He gonna give them a huge advance? Nah, because I got $5 million for recording, for marketing, for distribution, if that's not included in the deal, for radio promo. This money is supposed to be used for us to get our music out there. So I got $5 million left. I'm gonna give Dre and Snoop, Corrupt, and other people in Dog Pound, I'm gonna give them all $100,000. Let's say it's 5 of them. Get them $100,000. So that's, now you're at $4.5 million because you gave all them a $100,000 advance. You a nigga like Snoop, shit, you happy as fuck. And that money you're giving Snoop is to record his album, because that's what in advance is to record his album. But we're gonna take care of that for you, Snoop. Don't even worry about it. Oh shit, so this is my money? Yeah, that 100 large, that's yours. So Snoop goes, records the album, finishes it, submits it to Death Row. They send it out. It goes 4 times platinum. This is the era where you had to buy CDs, hard copies, like I said, pause. CDs wasn't going for $10. Average, but that wasn't the case. They were usually going for $15. $15, 4 million copies. How much money is that? That's $60 million that they made just from the purchases of Snoop's album. Not the royalties yet, not the publishing yet, not the syncs, not touring, not none of that shit. They just got that up front, $60 million. So when they're paying Snoop $50,000 a month, that's a shit ton of money for a nigga that's 22, 23 years old from the hood. But that ain't shit, because they're making so much more money off of him, it doesn't even matter. So because of that, that's how they were stealing money from him. In addition to that, when you put yourself in a scenario where they gotta help you, now they can really just funnel and siphon all that money out of you. Because they can say, oh shit, that went towards your legal fees. Oh shit, that went towards the lawyers. They had to get hotels. They had to get flights. They had to get transportation. We had to bring in this researcher. We had to talk to this judge. We had to do all this stuff. Now you don't care because you're fighting a murder case. So they telling you that they probably spent $2 million on your murder case. And they probably only spent $200,000. So they just hit you for another $1.8 million. So that's why Snoop was saying that they were taking money from him, but he didn't care because he was able to get free. This is why when you sign to a record label, you gotta know what you're signing. You gotta know who you signing to and what those splits are. In addition to that, if you get yourself caught up in anything, you're going to be fucked because they're paying for all your shit. So make sure you always own. Snoop was young, he didn't know, but now he does. And he lived to be able to tell this story because a lot of his constituents did not. So appreciate you, Snoop. Thank you for that. True support. Click the link in the bio. Buy the album, $9.99. You're going to get a $249 playlist placement for only $10. And I'm going to get all that. Like how Sugarman was getting that $60 million. That shit is fucking crazy. 4 times platinum, $60 million. I don't know True Support going to go platinum, but hey, man, y'all buy the album. I appreciate the true support. Click the link in the bio. I'm out the pond. Y'all stay true.
Group82music.com.